When I was little, my father was famous. He was the greatest samurai in the empire. He cut off the heads of 131 lords. He was the greatest samurai in the empire. And he took me with him.
Hey everybody, I'm not doing a live stream today because I really need to make this my last day of being sick. But I have maybe the next best thing. Many of you may have missed this, but last night I spent some time on Antonio Subirats' live stream. And I'm going to present it all here. But first, a little context. On Saturday morning, Antonio put out a video claiming that I lied on my video about the mirror test over Monterey Bay. I believe his video was called GreaterSapien Puts His Foot in It Again. It was all about how I lied about the contents of the video I was critiquing, how my claim was so outrageous, and how disgusting a person I was for it. In his 10-minute video, he managed to say not one honest, valid, or truthful point, which is amazing even for him, and his people all ate it up. And then he came on my comment pages along with many of his fanboys talking a bunch of smack, as he always does. So I started writing up a response, and then I saw a comment from Rune Thorson that Antonio was waiting for me in a live stream. The live stream was called Flat Earth, an Invitation to GreaterSapien. And when I came across it, he was in full-blown shit-talking mode, doing little voices of what the voices in my head were saying, talking about how much of a deceptive liar I was, and he was just going to rip me a new one in front of everyone. I hopped in the chat and said I could get on in about 20 minutes or so if he could wait. And so he started a new live stream, which is what you'll see here. Now you'll be able to decide for yourself who made out the better in this live stream, but I'll add this little editorial. I'd like to show you all the video he made claiming how much of a liar I was. In this live stream, you can actually see part of the comment page where I called out his error and he vowed to do something to my clown nose before it was cut off. And I'd like to show you the first live stream where he made all sorts of vile insults and broad proclamations about showing me up and exposing me for what I truly am. But all those videos were taken down after our conversation. It's almost as if someone wants to erase the record of how incredibly wrong he was. Anyway, here's the live stream of me and Antonio Subirats. Enjoy. Inside my head.
No.
So I thought that was your imitation of the voice inside my head. I mean, that was not bad. I mean, that's what it was.
At one point, I was doing the voice inside your head. No, I was whispering.
That's right when I left, and I said, "Oh, that's why he's whispering. He's being the voice inside my head."
No. My daughters had only just gone to bed, so at that point, any sounds and
that's why I just sent my kid off. He's got a concert, a choral concert he's doing at 5 o'clock. So I have about a half hour before I have to go. So
cool.
we're good.
Cool.
And excuse my voice here. I'm a bit sick, so.
Yeah, I heard. I'm sorry.
Just got some tea. Happens. I did a couple big public events. I went to 2 concerts over the last week, and when you're with everybody else, you get all their germs. That's just the way it goes.
First, thank you very much for joining. I know.
Oh, sure. Well, here's the thing. I was sitting here typing up a response video. I'm like, and I didn't feel like going on camera, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, so I'll just write a response thing. I got about a page or so stuff worth. And I said, okay, let me just go save it on my Google Drive. And, oh, he's talking about it right now. Okay, I can either ignore him and then do a separate thing, and then it will be this whole thing, or we can just talk about it now.
I thought you were driving.
Well, no. Well, I was writing, typing up. Because my wife was driving.
Oh, right.
I was passengering, and so I'm on my phone, and I'm just so I typed the thing up, and it's about this, just Google this text dot. I said, okay, I'm going to save it over onto my Google, and so I cross over, and I'm like, oh, look, someone in my chat in one of my things said, "Hey, Antonio's talking about you on a video," and it was like 15 minutes prior. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, let me switch over." I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll do it when I get home." So then that's why I said, all right, give me a chance to get home and take a quick shower.
Cool. So, yeah, like I was saying, thank you for joining.
Sure.
You certainly have a lot more courage than Red Rhetoric or Slice Arcane. I've asked for both of them to join at some point. I've joined Red many times, several times at least, on my own. There's no need for fear. People can be cordial. If people can't be cordial, then it's their problem. It's not the problem of the person that's being rude to. It's a problem for the person being rude. So,
right. Are we live at the moment?
We are, yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were just doing this on the side or if we're actually on the stream.
Yes, we are. Sorry, I just had to check.
Oh, actually, let me pull up the side chat so I can see if anybody's saying anything as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me mute that.
Now, I'll let you know, my channel right now is shadow banned. So there's only 65 people. Before shadow banning, there would be maybe 200, 300, but not important. It's just so you know, this is not reaching as wide a public as you might otherwise think.
Okay, well, my only, since people are watching, my only stipulation is let's keep it cordial. I'll try not to talk over you and you not talk over me, and try not to mute me and all that kind of thing. Especially since I am not going to be raising my voice because I don't have a voice to raise.
Yeah, I'm saying
because secondly, if we can leave this up afterwards, no matter what happens, leave this up, because I know sometimes people they take things down.
Yes. I will not be doing that.
If we can stick to the topic, of that video, because I don't have time for a long drawn out all flat Earth possible topics.
Smashing. You're welcome to take this, mirror this in its entirety, or you're welcome to edit it, whatever you want. No problem with it.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share whilst you discuss, whilst you explain.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I will screen share, and then maybe you can explain what I'm
saying. Okay, cool. Okay, so because you had in your video that you put out earlier today, critique of me, you had 3 main points. You had the light scattering, you had the amount hidden, 81 feet, and the source of the video that I the laser test, whether or not it was a part of that. Those were like the 3 main points of your commentary.
Yeah.
I see nothing at the moment. Okay, there we go. Hey, Gypsy. Hey, sorry, my dog's right here. Okay. All right. Okay, so first thing here, you want me to just kind of go over what I'm seeing?
Sure.
Because actually, this is where I came in at one point. You were talking about this here, and so the main issue I have with your critique about the laser thing is because I linked in my description, I'm saying it right here, to a video that was published on December 2nd. It was, I can't remember exactly what it was called, but you can find it there. It's Monterey. That one. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one I saw, because that's the one that Jaron was talking about in his live stream. And I saw that. I'm like, oh, let me go see what that is. And so I saw that, and I don't watch videos online real time. I just download them and then do them off to the side. Okay. So I brought it over, downloaded it. Same thing with Jaron's when he was done. And then I saw his, and I saw most of it was just him doing this thing, and I didn't have time for that. So I just mostly focused on this video. And but then your critique of me was about when I said that there was a footage of a laser test, and I said that there's no mention of it in the video, in the entire video. It's the way I put it. And so then your critique of me is that, no, here's the video you're talking about, and here it is here. The problem is, and I heard part of your
so this is your
critique.
Video.
That's my video, and I'm linking. Go ahead and scroll on down, and you'll see that I'm talking about the original video by Flat Earth Reality Explorers is that one right there.
That one which is this one. Sorry.
No, that's Jaron's. That one. Yes.
Yes.
The one, I don't know if I could write on your screen. This one over here, the 14 miles no curve. That one went up on December 13th. It went up literally. I checked online. It went up at like 12:30 on Friday or Thursday, whatever it was, which is when I was recording my video.
Right.
I didn't know this video existed. Now, your critique was, nope, you were using footage from this video. You must have seen this video. And if you go to my video again, go to my mirror. If you scroll down to the Dropbox footage, the reason I'm using similar footage as that second video is because I got it off the Dropbox. Their Dropbox has all the footage in there.
So their Dropbox has all the footage that's in this video?
Oh, it has all sorts of footage. I don't know which ones they're using for other videos and which ones are not. It's got videos of them just driving in their car, looking at stuff. It's got videos of them taking each other's picture on the beach. It's got all sorts of stuff in there.
Okay. Does it have a discussion about a laser in the Dropbox?
Well, it has the section here. Yeah. Let's see. Go to the Dropbox. Can you hit the Dropbox link?
Sure.
And I didn't download everything from Dropbox because there was gigs worth. So yeah, go ahead and hit the Dropbox link. And okay, so where did it go for you?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, good. All right. Make sure you're not sharing anything private that you don't want to be seen. Okay, so then it has the different folders from the different people who were taking different things. So like I went into Nathan. You go ahead and go into Nathan. I didn't go into Wendell. I don't know what Wendell had. So go into Nathan. And then it's got, this is the area code of the Monterey area. This is some footage. I don't know what this is, some other odd footage, but this is, so click into that one there.
Into 929.
Yeah, sorry, you can't see my, I'm circling things with my mouse. And so then here's a bunch of footage. Here's there's JPEGs. This is like the stuff that they really like. They called it the money shot. All this stuff here. And I think there's another subfolder down. So what I did was I downloaded this folder and a couple other folders. And it's like this right here, these black ones. This is laser stuff at night that wasn't working. And if you listen to it, it's big. You don't want to do it now. But they're going, hey, can you see it? No, I'm not seeing it. Maybe if you move this way. Nope, can't see it. I see this light. Are you near that light? It's just it's 10 minutes of them trying to find it and never working. That's what that is. There is some footage in the daytime at one point where they say, hey, do you want to try the laser? And they're like, nah, let's try that one later.
Okay.
So this is where all these things on the Dropbox is where I got my footage. So I was perfectly capable of getting this footage without seeing that video that you said I was getting it from.
Okay, so let's go here a second, because it's footage of Wendell, and I think it might be in the folder titled Wendell. It might not be,
Right.
Here we go.
Might not be. Let me see if I can find which ones I downloaded. Hold on. Look on my machine here too. I think it's on a different computer. It's on my desktop. Yeah, I think it's on my other machine. I have a laptop that I do things on. Yeah. But as you can see, there's just a bunch of kind of candid stuff I'm like, not worth it, not worth the time of downloading, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, as you can see, there's all this stuff I had access to that didn't require me to have seen that other video. So when you say that, no, I'm lying, I must have seen that other video because I'm using some of the same footage. No, I didn't see the other video. That other video was being made at the time I was making my video. It was being put up at the time I was making my video, and I got stuff off their Dropbox.
Okay, so in their Dropbox will be there, because you said in their entire video, by which I take it you mean in their entire cache in their Dropbox.
No, in the video they publish, because that's what matters. What matters is what you put forward, what you publish, on your final video. So that's what I'm saying, in their entire video, because I have not seen every one of all of their videos, because you know what? There's a lot of them. I'm not downloading. I downloaded 10 gigs of stuff out of 2 folders.
So now that you know that in their subsequent video where they took the footage from this Dropbox and put it into a video, that they do discuss their laser test and it's being received at the other end, will you be making a video saying there was some confusion between Antonio and me, or maybe between just Antonio and himself, but they did actually discuss video of laser, and they mentioned it in the video that Antonio was showing?
No, there's no need for me to, because I was telling the truth precisely of what I knew at the time I was doing it. It's not my job to go in and correct the history books for a claim you made against me that was just incorrect. Now it's up to you to say, you know what? All right. He was looking at something else. He wasn't looking at this video, or not even that. It was possible that he was looking at something else and at the previous video and not there. But I don't need to go through and say, hey, you know what? Down the line, they finally got around to making a video literally almost 2 weeks later that just happened to come out the day that I made this, that mentioned a laser test. That's not, no.
So what, you went
what matters is whether or not, go ahead, sorry.
So you went into the cache, you looked at various different videos, you took some portions of their videos and incorporated them into yours?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll have the cache, you'll have a history of having gone and got that portion of Wendell standing with the mirror?
Yes.
Do you want to show that you used that portion and that you're not just saying it?
Well, let's see. Well, let's see if it's possible, because it's on my laptop and I might be able to, hold on a second.
Because you can share screen.
Yeah, but it's in Premiere, and I use Premiere on my laptop, which this is a desktop Adobe Premiere, software. So this is my desktop here. You can look at my background here, as opposed to my laptop. So hold on one second.
Okay.
I'm just gonna step away.
It sounds implausible, I have to say. Right.
Now, let's see if I put it on this thumb drive. I can't hear you at the moment, so just let me do a little work. Shuri. Yeah, so okay, it's on this thumb drive. Bing. Thumb drive. Well, another drive. I'll plug this puppy in. All right, I'm back on. Let that load up for a sec.
We're losing light.
Okay, so let's see.
Sun is moving away.
Now, I don't know what purposes of this, but let me see here. First, I don't want to show anything that I don't want to show. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Monterey Flat. I want to be this section here. Lost landing video. Let me move you. Get rid of all these windows. All right. Alrighty. Let's do a screen share. Screen share is this guy. I'm going to do here. So can you see this screen right here?
I'm just looking at something right now. I'm not sure if I'm actually screen sharing.
Yeah, so this is just a folder of I called it Monterey Flat ? This was that what this is about. Go into this, what I call the Moss landing video. I don't know if I can zoom in anymore on this thing. So this is the main one, I think, was this is all the video that you were just looking at, the 5 to 3 feet money shot, blah, 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 blah. The ones I put green by are the ones I made use of in the footage, or thought I would. So I thought they had, good information in it. This one here is, for example, this one here is that JPEG that I used, that they took. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. So, for example, that's a photo they took. So that's one I used. Here's footage of theirs that I used. And what I did was I made a little note next to it. For example, this was the name of their file, DSCN3489. And then I noted next to it, car on highway. So I knew exactly what the content was about. Because inside they say, hey, there's a car on the highway behind you. So I made a note. So that's what I went through here and did. It's, good high. This is them talking about their hash. This is them talking about the cars behind them. This is them debating on whether or not something was a water tower. So I just went through and kind of marked what the content was, if it was of any value. And then here's the Sydney folder. I went through and got stuff out of the Sydney folder. And then there was another folder called footage, which has video footage. So things that I used. This was, or at least I thought about using. There's photos. These are different photos that they took at different angles. So these are the things that I took down, that I brought down off the Dropbox. There were more, obviously, but the thing is,
can you find in there the footage of Wendell holding the mirror?
Sure.
Video footage.
The one I can only show you the ones I know. Let's see. Nope. Let's see. Let's just go this way. This is her trying to get the altitude, I think. She was having a hard time with the phone, and then her battery went out. So this is that there. This is them on different spots. Okay, here's one. But that's not him actually flopping it around at all. Yeah. And then there's this guy here. This is him filming her. I think she was probably just posing or something like that. I don't know. So there's just various. Some of it obviously wasn't worth using at all. This is just me going down in order. This is them seeing where the water line is. Okay. This is the one here I use. So there's this here. And then it goes around to him to the other side, I believe. And then her car. They were all over the place. But yeah, so footage of him doing his thing. So is there anyone in particular that I use that you're looking for?
Yes, he's being filmed over his right shoulder.
Okay, it'll be in here somewhere. Because if I used it, it's in here. Nope. Back of the car. Back there. This is riveting television, folks. But Antonio, you know how it is. It's literally just this. This is the job.
Yeah.
People think, oh man, you're making videos and you're doing this and that, and no, you're scrolling through garbage trying to find something that's worthwhile. that's what we do.
People don't realize how long it takes to make videos. That's for sure.
And you get sick and tired of seeing the same footage over and over and over again as you edit, and it all starts to look the same. See if I can find that one. That'll be on another. Not in that batch. Let's check this other batch. This is footage here. Where is that at? It's got to be in here. If it's of Sydney, it's got to be in here. Okay, let's try. Let's look in the Premiere. Give me a second while I open up Premiere. You guys get to see how the magic is done. Let's say, where's the Premiere file? Oh, here it is. Give a second to launch. So anyway, it's on that one there. As it's going, we can, if there's anything else we want to talk about, and this will tell me what the file number was of the different footage, as long as the link is whole. Said riveting, folks, riveting stuff.
It is.
The other window is showing the start screen of the program. Just waiting for it to finish loading up.
Right. Okay.
And then I'll move it over to this screen.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and we need to sum things up quicker. I need to get out of here. I need to be somewhere at 5 o'clock, but that's fine.
Cool. Then let me just say this quickly. Yeah. Are you aware that they took the mirror right down to the water?
Oh yeah, there's a shot where he's standing in the water doing a little weeble wobble with his feet in the water and the top of the thing in the water.
Yeah, no, I mean later on that he actually kneeled down with the mirror horizontal on the sand. Actually, the water splashed up to his knees, and they had the camera at 3 feet on the opposite shore.
I'm not aware of that, but it doesn't actually matter.
Except that makes it 81 feet of drop.
Yeah, but that's only if. Oh, hold on, that's the wrong file. Hold on, let's get the right file up here. My point is that the light was scattering off. My point was that the light was scattering off the top of the waves, at the top of the crest. It can be any type size if the light is bouncing, reflecting off the top of the water. Doesn't matter where you're at.
The water would have to be kind of hollow.
No, it just needs to be splashy and reflective.
Yes, but that water, where it's reflecting the light, it would be 81 feet below where the curvature says it should be.
No. Why would it be that low?
That's
you know that he's not holding it straight out. He's flipping it back and forth. He's shining it up and down. So it can hit the top of the water easily. Right.
So between him and the observers, there's 81 feet of curve or drop, and he's aiming it up. It's hitting the top of that curve.
He's aiming it everywhere.
Yes.
You see him wibbly wobbling that thing. It's probably hitting an airplane above his head. It's hitting the ground in front of him. It's swinging back and forth. And at some point, it hits the top of the water in the distance.
And that's when they see it.
And that's when it flickers all over the place.
Yeah. So if we take his horizon to be, say, 2 miles away. It
doesn't matter what his horizon is.
Oh, I thought it was the horizon that gave the curvature.
No, but it doesn't matter if it's 2 miles or whatever. That light is going to travel out.
So it would hit, say, from 1 foot above sea level. Let's say it hit a horizon 2 miles away.
Okay.
Yeah. Would it then hit another horizon 2 miles further on? And then so on and so on for the entirety of the 13 miles?
Why is there another horizon further on?
Well, because if the horizon to him is 2 miles away, and the horizon for them is approximately, say, 3 miles away, that leaves a big jump.
Why would it be different between the two of them?
Well, they are 13 miles away from each other. If his horizon is 2 miles away from him, and their horizon
okay, I see. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Yes, but the thing is, like I said, he's bouncing it all over the place. It's scattering all over the place.
There's nobody else at the horizon bouncing it again,
except for it's going in all sorts of directions.
Yes, all of them missing the camera, apart from
some of them hitting it. Yes. It's not this straight line of sight thing that you're thinking is going on.
It must be, otherwise it wouldn't be arriving at the camera.
Oh, because things don't reflect.
Oh, they do, but they reflect from mirrors.
And water is very reflective.
Yes, and that will reflect up.
Oh, it will reflect in whatever direction this. See, can you see me?
No.
Can you put me on there?
You're sharing.
Yeah. So if you could, let me again. Let me get out of stupid screen sharing. Stop the screen sharing. Let's go back to this here. Oh, not camera. Dun, 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 dun. Hello. No.
There you are.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, so you're thinking, and I understand, you're thinking that it's coming in and it's reflecting off the water and it's going to go up. But the fact is the water is turbulent and is going everywhere. And so it's going to reflect this way, that way, this way, that way, and go whichever way it's going to go. There's actually kind of no predicting which way it's going to go. It's kind of a random system. So, but let's not get bogged down on this because we only have a few more minutes. I want to get on to the other points that you made. This is actually part of the other point that you made, which is you some reason, I don't know why, you decided to focus on light scattering as you went to Wikipedia and saw dynamic light scattering.
Light scattering is the reason diffusion happens of light.
Yeah. But you're thinking of light scattering as a noun, as opposed to light, noun, scattering, verb. I even said it in a sentence, the light being scattered, which is a totally different thing than what you were saying. I'm getting dark. I'm going to turn on the light. Hold on real quick. All right. So I don't look so ominous. There we go.
Okay, so
But do you understand that what my issue with that claim of yours?
Well, it was you that said it was scattered light.
No, yes. There's a difference between scattered light being scattered, and dynamic light scattering. And some reason you decided to look up the definition of dynamic light scattering as opposed to just the act of light being scattered, like basketballs being scattered, like anything, but it's just a verb.
Like mist. Okay, the mist scatters the light.
Yes.
Or clouds, or very thin cloud will scatter the sunlight. So the sun will appear larger.
Or a mirror being shaken. But a mirror being shaken scatters the light. Do you understand that? Do you get that?
Yes, I'm now showing. Here's at this point, you have the camera. At this point, you have the mirror. And at some point, in fact, by looking, let me just tap the screen onto me. You can see, if you want to see where the sun is, you would see what angle the mirror is at, and then you would look at the angle the light is arriving at, and then you can determine what angle it's leaving at. Okay, it's called the angle of reflection based on the angle of incidence, which happens right here. Now you're saying this here is a wave, and this wave is bouncing the light across to not these people, instead to, I'm going to do the same thing, obviously exaggerated just a tad. You're saying this is happening. The light is bouncing, and then it's hitting something, and it's bouncing the light down this way towards the observer. Okay, with this being 81 feet.
No.
Yes, that's what you're saying. Unless you're saying that there is.
Yeah, so I can't draw on what you're doing because, but the thing is that you're. Hold on a second here, and like I said, I don't want to do this forever. Hold on a second. Let me open up my Photoshop. Delete that there. Delete. New. Create. Okay.
See, light, one of the brilliant things about physics is that it's when they set something down, it's set, and it becomes a law. So like the physics of light reflecting is pretty much a law. It doesn't change unless you introduce something that will change it. Okay, like a concave mirror or convex mirror. But when you're reflecting things, the reflection is going to happen at an angle that has parity leaving the reflective surface as arriving on the reflective surface. That parity would be
the problem is
equal degree to either side of the normal. So it would be the angle of incidence has the same angle out from the normal, and the normal will be the vertical.
Okay, hold on a second here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen for a second.
Sure.
There we go. Let me move this over. Click this here. Share this screen. Go. So the problem I have with your claim is you're overly simplifying things, in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay. So what we have here is, let's just forget about the shape. I'm just going to do. Oops. Let's just do that there. Hold on. I got to make a bigger brush. There we go. All right. So we have somebody over here. We have somebody over here with the mirror, right? And then let's say we got that going there, whatever shape you wanted to have it. So the way you had it was like there's this little perfect geometry going on, right? And so it's going down here, bing, 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 and it's going there, bing, 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 and then it's going to do whatever it's going to do. The problem is this is crazy turbulent.
Yes. Okay.
So something can, and so is this actually. This thing is wobbling. It's doing all sorts of. It's going here. It's going there. It's going here. It's going there. So it can hit. Hold on. It can hit something here, 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 here. It can sit here, 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 here. Right. So what I'm saying is this light is scattering out. It's being scattered by this. It's not just reflecting. It's actually being scattered because this is uneven, uncertain surface because he's wobbling it. So it's going out, and then it's hitting the turbulent water and the incredibly turbulent air that was going through there because you saw the distortion going on. And occasionally it's hitting here. Some of them is probably going up here. Some of it's probably going down there, and some of it's getting there.
Now,
some of it's making its way.
This is the thing. For
now you can say you don't. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Where you said some of it going down here. For it to go down here, say, those lines that are missing the observer at the other end, and I know that this is just a rough drawing, something would have to be at such an angle as to reflect the light down and that way, okay? And water, you've been to the ocean, you know that water splashes in small peaks. It doesn't splash up in plates and leave the surface as a plate shape to allow for that angle to bounce down.
Really? So water doesn't splash.
No, like a plate. It would have
No, it doesn't have to be a plate. It doesn't have to be a plate.
It would have to be a reflective surface.
It has to be a surface. It doesn't have to be a plate to be a surface. This is a surface. This is a surface.
Yes.
Everything on that water is a surface. It doesn't have to be a plate. And I think that's the issue, is that you're being very strict in your limitation of what counts as a surface.
Well, go ahead and draw the kind of surface that you think.
I don't need to draw the kind of surface, because we're not this. It's you're getting yourself stuck into the weeds because you want it to be perfect.
Well,
it's not a perfect. No, you don't need to help me. The thing is that you're trying to say something is we can disagree on this. I have no problem with disagreeing.
The physics is set. The physics is set, and the physics is me.
No, I think
it is.
The physics is set, and you've limited it in your head.
No. It's the angle of incidence is what's going to dictate how the light gets there.
But you don't know what that angle is.
No. You know that there has to be an angle of incidence.
Yes.
So with your curvature, you can draw something that would allow for that angle of incidence, and that's why I said a plate. It doesn't have to be a plate. It just has to be a surface that's sufficiently reflective and angled correctly to allow the light to bounce.
Mm-hmm. So just you're still looking at my screen, right?
Yes, but does that happen, Jerry?
But hold on. This is a surface. Whoops, it's not a brush. Hold on. This is a surface. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Depending on where the light comes in, this is a surface. It's not the surface. Don't get stuck on this like it's the surface.
Mm-hmm.
But so the angle of incidence, depending on where the light's coming from, can be here, can be here, can be there, can be there, can be there.
Yes.
Can be there.
Yes.
Right? And splash can be there. And can be there.
Wait. 1 second. You just said splash.
Yeah, because it's water splashing. That's what water does.
Was water breaching like that shark? In one.
We have no idea, do we?
Okay.
See, that's the thing, is you're assuming that you know everything that's happening in this system.
No.
The fact is, we see turbulent water in all sorts of ways, sorts of things happening. And
some of it jumped up.
No, it didn't jump. It doesn't have legs.
Okay, so some of it was just spat up. There, that's a very good one. Some of it was just kind of like spat up.
Because that never happens. That never happened. You're speaking of it as if it's. Oh, see, that's the thing, is you're speaking of it as if it's something that is unusual and never happens. It's as if you've never been to a beach.
I've been
never been over water.
Many times. I grew up on the beach. So the water, like I said to you, do you care to draw a gentle curve and just simply forget the rest of the water, just a gentle curve that would play the role of the surface?
And see, that's the thing, is you want to simplify things, and that's the problem. You want to make things simple, and it is a chaotic system that you are dealing with here. So now you can say you don't like it. You can say you don't like it, but you can't say the physics isn't there. Now,
I'm saying the physics is there. The physics, in fact, is necessary. You're saying possibly some water jumped up and hit the right angle. And I'm saying, care to just draw the angle. You don't have to draw the water, just the angle.
I don't need to draw the angle. I think everyone here knows exactly what I'm talking about.
You do need to draw the angle.
No, I do not draw that. Because see, what you want to do is get me to say, it's come down to a specific observation. Oh, so you're saying that this exact same happened. It's like, no, I'm saying it's a turbulent surface and light was scattering.
I didn't say.
Now, you may not like it, and that's fine.
I didn't say for you to examine exactly what degree the light is arriving. Just simply draw a curve, a point for the mirror, point for the observer, and a surface reflecting to allow for the angle of incidence from one to reach the other.
It's not possible for me to draw that.
I know it isn't, because
you know why?
You're talking about something that's not real.
No, it's not possible for me to draw it because
this
here.
I can draw it.
No. Hold on a second. Don't bother drawing it, because there's nothing we can do. Okay, do your drawing, and then we're going to move on, because there's nothing we can do to deal with the minor slope and minor curve that you're talking about. There's nothing you can draw that will even close to approximate that.
Oh, there is. I could draw a straight line. And we can then call it curved if you want. I'll draw a straight line, and then we could call it curved. Okay? So we have observer, We have reflection. Okay, so do you agree that's okay? We can say that that line is curved. It was drawn with this, okay, but we'll say that it's curved.
Okay.
Here's the eye of the observer
Okay.
at the beach, and here's the mirror.
Okay.
And you're saying that it hits, it must be a number of different coincidental waves for it to go beyond 2 miles here, and then beyond 2 miles here, and then beyond 2 miles here, and then beyond 2 miles here to the eye of the observer.
No.
No.
It doesn't have to be coincidental hits.
It has to, otherwise it wouldn't be seen.
No, because see, you have this, you're trying to use kind of absurd language to describe what happens naturally.
No, it's no absurdity with
coincidence. Because what you're assuming is that obviously there's no refraction whatsoever that happens, right? And so it's only the first line going to the first possible horizon going, and that must go to the next.
I've drawn these 5 dashes. They would be every 3 miles or so.
Okay.
Okay. According to your globe, this is the horizon for these guys, and this is the horizon for these guys. So for these guys to see it in their horizon, it must have arrived there. So, sorry, other way around. This is the observer, here's the mirror. Okay, right. So observer, for these to see it at their horizon, it must have arrived at their horizon from here, and this is a curve. This is playing the role of a curve.
Okay.
So it has left here. This is their horizon. It must have hit and
no.
Oh, how did it go?
Do you think it's possible for light to go past the horizon and be refracted down?
Say again?
Do you think it's possible to put that back up there for light to leave the mirror, go at an angle that's higher than the first, or maybe even a couple of those horizons, and be refracted down?
Is it possible?
Yes.
If there's a reflective surface.
Not refraction. Just refraction.
If there was sufficient refraction, like if the density was high enough. Yeah.
Yes. Finish your sentence.
If the refraction, here's the problem with refraction, and some of you guys don't really understand. Let's say I'm going to trace my finger. In fact, I'll draw another line. Okay.
I don't have time for more drawings of lines.
It's okay. I'm going to draw a density layer, which is what you're saying. Okay. So
please draw a really nice gradient too. Shade it and brush it.
Here, there. That's a gradient. Okay. So what you're saying is this is more dense than this, and the angle is the ray is angled upwards. Okay, but it's bending down. Yes, that's what you're saying.
No.
What are you saying?
I'm saying way down here near the water, there's all sorts of refraction going on. It's not going way up there or anything like that. It's way down. It's down here, real near this. That's the problem with doing things near the surface of water, which is why I think people like doing things near the surface of water, is because it has all sorts of turbulent refraction that goes on. Hold on a second.
It's a lot more convenient when it's ice.
Hold on. I have an actually important video going on already. Call going on. I'll take a second. Hey, what's up? I'm going to mute myself. This is a private call.
Okay. We'll let Jerry take his call. It's conspiracy cat.
I have a family member in the hospital. That's why this is happening. So hold on.
Oh, okay. Do you need to leave, Jerry? Okay. Let's hope it's nothing. Yeah. It won't be anything serious. Otherwise, it'd be like, dude, somebody's just been taken to hospital. Bye. And, leave, which is what I would do. Okay. You're saying... Oh, sorry, I thought he was talking to me. He was actually waving at the people on the phone. Okay. He's still muted.
Sorry, I have to turn off this call somehow. I'm just being old man confused at the moment. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, just yeah. It's just mother-in-law's in the hospital and just having issues. And I was there earlier today. They just wanted to say hi, so they did a quick video chat thing.
Right.
Yeah. So
you know,
so
you were muted and you were waving.
I know, I'm like, yeah. You know, it's a 90-year-old lady on on FaceTime. You know, hey, you got to be big and cartoony. You know how it is.
Got it.
Yeah, got to do what you got to do. You got to take care of your fam. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I really need to bolt out of here. I was supposed to be someplace at 5 o'clock, so I need to go. But let's talk about the other two topics.
Jerry, I have to say, you're coming across pretty well. Okay, you're going to be winning a lot of people over because you're coming across. It's an honest. I think right now we're at an honest disagreement, and there's nothing wrong with an honest disagreement. Okay, I have a problem with being told I'm lying as opposed to just you not agreeing with me. You know, there's a difference. So, you know, if people think if people are watching and they don't agree with me, that's fine. But as long as they understand that I'm not trying to put one over on you by saying what I'm saying, you can say, you know what, he's got it wrong and he's not doing it correctly. And that's wholly your right to do. And especially all your viewers out there who don't agree, that's fine. But to say that I'm lying for the purpose of this is different. And that's I think that's a level of, you know, of incivility that I don't want to have. You can say I'm wrong, you can say I'm stupid, but don't say I'm lying. You know, then that's different. Okay.
The other points were, well, we talked about light scattering.
Yeah.
And the other one was whether or not one second. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, before you move on, so let me just stop highlighting you. So this we're addressing this.
Yes.
And you'd have to explain or give, if science explains things, you'd have to give some kind of explanation of the light bouncing, because this, although it's a straight line, it's playing the role of
it's playing the role. Yeah, I understand, because it's a very subtle curve. Yes.
It has to be bouncing across to reach the observer.
And keep it up there. And this is where you and I disagree. I don't believe it has to bounce from this first one to the second one to the third. All it has to do is get past. All it has to do is get to this one here. This last one here. That's all that one has to get. However it gets there, I can't speak to that.
From water. So it's not bouncing from water that has crashed.
It could be, but I can't speak to it. For me to honestly say that yes, it's bouncing to this one here, and then it starts, and then it gets refracted back down, and then it bounces to here, and here would be dishonest. I do not know what is actually happening.
Okay.
All I know is that it's getting to here and bounce, because it's right at the water level. You're not seeing it is right at the water level. So it's obviously it's getting to here. Whatever mechanism it is, it could be, and combinations therein.
Okay, could it be, Jerry? Could it be that the mechanism is light is hitting the mirror, and they're flickering back and forth, they're moving it back and forth like you saw, and the light is making its way to the observer over a flat amount of water. You know that
only if all those buildings that were missing were somehow not there.
Okay. So we can talk about the buildings in a minute if you like.
Yeah, well, real quick.
Okay.
Real quick.
But you know that there was a study done in Lake Balaton before Flat Earth by Vienna University.
There was nothing before Flat Earth.
Budapest and
Flat Earth has been around for a long time.
Oh yes, no, but this was a university, University of Vienna, Munich, and Budapest. Okay, they did a study. They found the gravitational anomaly over the lake. They did a research, and they were not flat earthers. They're physicists, they're geophysicists, and they did research with lasers, and they saw that actually, because the curvature wasn't there, it must be that the water was flatter. This flatness must be because there's a higher degree of gravity there. Are you aware of this?
Well, I'm not aware of that one, so I don't know if you're actually interpreting it correctly.
Okay.
No offense, but it's completely possible you're misinterpreting it.
Absolutely. Or I could be interpreting it correctly.
You could be dead on. You could be dead on, but I'm just saying, since I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, but and the idea that the gravity is so much different at that spot that it bends light is incredibly exceptional.
No, it wasn't bending light. It was bending the water. It was making the water flatter.
That's different, because there are, gravity is not equal throughout the earth.
I know that's strange, isn't it? Because
no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not different. It's not strange because you have inconsistent levels of matter underneath you at all times. For example, if let's say you're over
a very soft rock versus a very dense rock.
And so that's what people have seen, that weird looking shape that people say this is what the Earth really looks like, and it's kind of distorted geode looking thing of what the Earth's gravitational field. And that's because over mountains there's a little bit more gravity, over low lying areas there's a little bit less gravity because of how much matter there is underneath it. So that is not uncommon or strange.
And for
not in the world with gravity. In the world with no gravity, it makes no sense. But
what Jerry is saying is that there are places where things will a kilo will weigh a fraction less, and others where it will weigh a fraction more. And this is true.
And it's also depending on your altitude.
In the real world, the real world,
yeah,
they really are.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't matter how, and oddly enough, it doesn't matter how dense the air is around you.
So it doesn't increase the density, even though there's more gravity.
And not the density of the medium around it doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah, it's strange. So
yeah, funny.
Can we agree, and we'll move on from this? Can we agree that it's not light splashing? Maybe it's a combination.
Well, I'm saying it. What we can agree is I am not saying that it's light going bing 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 all the way along there. I've never said that. I would never say that. I mean, you know what? Roll of the dice. It's possible, but I would never claim that because it's like a stretch. Yeah.
It's also possible that, let me do one last line and then I'll drop this drawing altogether. It's also possible that that's what's happening. That's also possible. And that this is actually a straight line and the Earth is flat.
It's possible that that's happening, but not that the Earth is flat.
It's possible, though, huh? No, wait. It could be like with Lake Balaton.
But that doesn't require a flat Earth. That does not require a flat Earth.
True. But it could be that where they were, Hudson Bay, was it? It could be.
No, it was Monterey Bay.
Monterey Bay. It could turn out that there's a gravitational anomaly there, and that the water there is flat.
So I hate anomaly. Flatter. Yeah, I hate anomaly. But yes, it's always possible. But I would never say that there was because I don't have any measurements to do that. But that doesn't require a flat Earth. That also requires gravity, which a lot of flat earthers don't like. I don't know about you, but a lot of flat earthers say gravity.
I don't have a problem with gravity. It's just
you're going to get in trouble now.
No. It's just what's.
Amongst the other people.
Yeah, it's just a name given to. With some seriousness, which is what gravity means, the actual word.
Weightiness, yes. Weightiness, yes.
Yes. For the fact that things fall and the fact that other things rise by virtue of pulling other things down, except for the atmosphere, which in night over water, you have the denser air higher up than the less dense air.
That's fluid dynamics. So that's a whole other thing.
Yes.
The thing is, it's not straight. The thing
density.
Yeah. The thing is that, and the problem I have with like I said, I'm not going to get into the whole subjects of different flat Earth things. Problem I have with a lot of globe denying people, and you don't seem to be as extreme as some. Little sideways dig there, is that they seem to want things to be straightforward. Oh, well, gravity does this, so why does this happen? Well, there's a lot of factors going on in the world. In the universe, it's not just gravity does that, density does that, buoyancy does that, that's refraction, that's diffusion. Just one thing. Everything is like affected by myriad nuances of things. So when people say, well, if gravity is so dense, why does this happen? It's like, well, because you're not thinking about the other things that happen. There are many things that happen. And so I think oftentimes, and it happens on both sides of the argument, people try to get too simplistic with their argument. If the Earth was flat, then this should be this. Maybe. But maybe you're also looking at it too simplistically on the globe side. On the other side, if the Earth was round, then this should happen all the time. It's like, well, maybe, but maybe you're also looking at it too simplistically. It does happen both ways. I'll give you that. Yes. And I tell people, stop arguing for me. Stop helping. when you talk that simplistically, you're not helping me at all. So when you start getting into how air acts and how atmospheric gradients act and how geography affects the way air moves and how radiant heat off of land affects the way air moves versus. It's not so much as, oh, well, it's dense, so it sinks, and so it's not nearly as simple as that.
No. All I was saying is that we have instances at night, and this can be checked by anybody with a laser. Have people some distance away over a body of sea, and shine your laser towards them. If the denser air is above, denser.
Yeah, happens all the time. You get superior mirages, you get all sorts of crazy stuff. The world is awesome. The world is freaking awesome. Science. Yeah, the world is awesome. So all that stuff is just all part of the beautiful tapestry that is science.
Yes, and still, you need to have something to. A reason for the higher density to not be as affected by gravity as it would otherwise be if gravity had free reign.
Yeah, you do have to have a reason, and each reason would be different depending on that situation. I can't speak to like, oh, well, why is it over that way during a lake during that time? Oh, how was it 5 minutes before? Oh, it was different. So something changed in those 5 minutes. Well, what happened in those 5 minutes? I don't know. Neither do I. So I'm not going to speak on that topic because I don't know. But yes, there are different mechanisms. And that's the problem with people saying, well, if gravity was so such and such, this wouldn't happen. It's like, well, we don't know what else there was that affected it. So we can't speak to. I try my best not to speak to things that I have absolutely no idea what the situation is.
This is what I am speaking about.
Yeah. Well, but so I'm not trying to say that it happened a specific way, and you're trying. That's why I'm trying to be honest. I'm not claiming that. Yes, it went bing, 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 bing there, because that would be disingenuous. That's not what I know. It's not even what I think. So all I can say is that it is my opinion, based on what I've seen, is that it is scattering off the top of the water, and that's it. That's where, given the fact that I do see things that have fallen below the horizon in the distance.
Well, you've seen the Skunk Bay footage, haven't you?
Probably.
I don't know. Where you have a time lapse from Skunk Bay, wherever that is, and you have the water, and you have a land mass, and you have water, and you have further land masses, and the entirety of the scene goes up and down. The entirety. The mountains go up and down. So things going up and down and things hiding other things, it tends to be something that's caused by the atmosphere and atmospheric conditions rather than Earth being so malleable that sometimes it bends a bit more.
The problem is that you're asking for extreme atmospheric conditions over over a very short distance.
Oh, whatever the distance is in Skunk Bay?
Well, no, I'm talking back to this situation where these folks were like a quarter a mile away from that the power plant. Yes.
And the power plant was being filmed from 14 miles away.
Yeah. And so they're like, let's say they're 14.1 miles away, and the power plant was like 14.3. It's just something like that. It was just like they were just around the corner, just a little bit, away from it. So you're asking for a lot of atmospheric interference and diffraction or whatever to happen in that quarter mile to get all those things to disappear.
Well, this is the curious thing. Like, that disappears, but the road, the cars, and the reflecting mirror, and the beach doesn't.
Yeah, but the road was higher. The road was higher.
You can see it's higher when you see the car.
But when you see some of the other footage, you can see that it's like 20 or 30 feet up off of the beach level. They actually, there's at one point they're walking around with a little thing, and of course all those things are inaccurate. They're not the best accurate things on their phone, but those things they're up there. So all that stuff came down. The whole house is gone. All the boats are gone. And so obviously things were sinking below the horizon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, are they sinking below the horizon because the horizon is curved, or are they sinking below the horizon because of the atmospheric conditions that do things like pull islands up as well?
Yeah. And I say it's because of the curve.
Okay.
It's okay. That's perfectly fine. Yeah,
we agree to disagree on that.
Yeah, we agree to disagree on that. But again, there's a difference between agreeing to disagree and people saying that people are liars. And you have a disturbing tendency to call people liars.
Yeah, it could be a disturbing tendency, or it could be that I was wrong, or it could be that I was right.
Well, I think it could be that you you choose to interpret people's motivations in a negative manner right off the bat.
Yes, I can be cynical. Yes. Now,
yes. And that's the difference between a cynic and a skeptic. I think a lot of people call themselves skeptics when they're actually just cynics.
Yes. And I just said I'm cynical at times. Absolutely. Yeah. Especially when it comes with certain people. Now, here's the thing. And I don't mean that as a backhanded.
That's fine.
Okay.
I can take it.
In the video that we were originally discussing and have been discussing, you do show footage from the other video. The other video, they do show laser test in that video. Have you seen that video now?
No, I have not seen that video.
At the end of that video, in fact, I'll tell you what, I'll show it.
I didn't see that video until you made a video saying that I was lying about the video I saw.
Okay, so, but if I show you just the last maybe 10 seconds of it.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so give me a second, I'll screen share. So this is the end of the video, whose footage must be in the cache that you
probably on one. There's a couple of others caches in there too.
Right. So I'm now.
Yeah. So I used that clip.
I
used that clip.
And this is
that might have been in that might have been in but I don't know if it was in Jaren's or not. But I used that clip.
Yeah. No, this was not in Jaren's. This is in their 13 December, because Jaren was talking about the 2nd of December video.
Right, and that's the one I went for, and then I went to the Dropbox folder.
Okay, so in the Dropbox folder, which is discussing their video, which is basically their video, I'm going to play the audio a tad. Okay. I'm going to turn the audio up a little bit, okay?
Okay, sure.
We've got the laser on. Yeah, we have the laser on. They see it?
Okay, the footage is a bit poor, but can you see the laser right now?
Hold on a second, I put something in front of the screen. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun.
Oops.
Go ahead.
Whoa, what happened there? Whoa. Sorry, something happened this end. Okay. Right. Can you see this blue line?
Yep, I could. It's gone again. Okay, good.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you see the blue line? I'm tracing it.
Yes, I can see. I can see the blue line.
Okay. And next to it, they have a green laser. You can't see the green laser. Maybe a hint of it here, but never mind. You can see the blue one. It's a laser. It's the same video. That the video for this, the footage for this, is in that cache, and
are you filming it?
They're filming it. They're seeing it, and this is the laser test that you said that they did not mention at all.
Which they did not in the video I watched.
Yes. Now, the video that you watched, the video that you watched, which is, it has
that one there. No, the Monterey Bay mirror, the third one.
Yes, I'm trying to get
that one. That one.
Yeah. Okay, this is the video that you watched.
Yeah.
Not the video whose footage you took. You took footage.
No, I took footage. I took footage from the cache, not from a video.
Okay, so the cache that you're discussing, from where this clip comes from. Okay. Wow, that was clumsy English. The video, the cache containing this clip, also contains the clip.
It contains a bunch of clips
of the laser that we just showed.
But it doesn't. But not anywhere that I saw it.
It's in the video here.
It's in that video, which I did not see.
Right. Okay. But the footage for this video, chances are, if they put all of their cache, it's the same day that it's in that cache.
It's possible it's in that cache, but what you're saying is that I should have or must have, and am lying about it, gone through every folder and every link in that cache.
Okay. So
which I did not. I only downloaded, like I said, I downloaded about 10 gigs and I'm like, okay, that's enough. Let's see what's in here. And actually, I wasn't even planning on using their pictures. I was planning on using some stock images from Google of that same power plant. And I said, oh, they have some pictures in there. I'll use that one. That's good.
Okay. So,
and the only reason I went into theirs is because I wanted a higher quality video than the one they used in the that I could download off of YouTube. I just wanted a higher quality video of the one they actually used.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the video they actually used. In the video they actually used, they did not have this footage. Fine, we've understood. This footage,
they did not have. Yeah, they did not have that footage. And I wanted to have that footage so you could see what type of mirror they were using.
Okay, And
how it was being used.
Yes. And when you show this footage, which is not from this video, you mentioned this footage, that the footage you're discussing, you're referring to this video. But you're obviously not. You're obviously referring to cache.
And I say, in the video, they made this video and they gave us access to all these videos in their cache. And when you do that, you give them, I thought it was great. I said they were being very transparent and I commended them for it. The problem is there was footage in there, the photos, like for example, the photos of the photo of the site of the power plant is not in their video either.
Okay.
The photo I used to overlap.
Well, yes, but if
that's not in their video. But yeah. I use that to show like this is the stuff I say right off the bat. They gave me access to the cache, and in there was this. I didn't try to say.
Did you say that in there was this?
There were these things. Yes, I said, and this, and I said that was the. I think. Let's see. Go to just about halfway. Let's try halfway.
Okay.
I mean, let's see. So play that there.
Flat Earth. The second that the mirror becomes obstructed, the communication ends. On a globe,
let's see if I can find out where it is.
The mirror should be obstructed.
It's earlier on. When I talk about how they put things in their cache. Yeah, just play from there.
Been a bulge hiding it. Blah blah blah. Since
blah blah blah. Skip ahead a little bit. You don't need to listen to my blabber.
Showed evidence of the curve of the Earth. So
okay,
that's why I'm talking about it.
Okay, right there.
Their whole project together. They did a lot of calculations in order to show what would have been hidden, and they did a good job of documenting.
Like that wasn't in
camera, so I give them props for that. And then, in the name of transparency, they made a bunch of their files available on Dropbox, which was great. And their downfall. Because in addition to all the footage they took from a distance that they gave people access to, oh, and by the way, if you're going to give people access to the files of you doing legitimate science, you may want to avoid sharing your conversation about the texture of the hash that you're using.
That was kind of funny. I'll jump ahead.
It's kind of dry. Is it 90? So I just said hash. In addition to the distant video footage, they also gave access to still photos of the location they were targeting. Now, I was going to pull up some stock photos of the area, but the pictures they provided were great and at a better angle than any stock image I found. So here's some of the footage they captured with the mirror flashing light in the foreground. In this section, they remark on seeing a car on the road behind the flashing mirror. And because of what they see here, they claim that the bay is perfectly flat. There's nothing hidden in it, and yay, victory for a flat Earth.
The second that the mirror becomes obstructed, the communication ends. Well, on a globe Earth.
Can you pause? So okay. For example, I don't remember if that whole bit with the car was in their video.
Yes.
But it's on their cache.
Yes, it's in their video where they say, okay, now can you go up 15 feet and we will go up 15 feet at this end? And
but there's a part where they say, I can see a car right behind you. Is that?
Okay. So they've gone up 15 feet and that's when they see a car behind. So you can see by the glare of the mirror that it's a little bit higher up. The first glare from the lowest point is interrupted by the actual water. The second is a small gap between the water and the glare.
Yeah,
and that's when they've moved up.
Okay, so we need to sum this up because I need to get out of here. But so it seems to me that you're trying to say that the fact that I had access to that one bit of footage of Wendell, I guess his name is, flicking the mirror, that I must have had access to I have access. I did not access, though I had access, because if I wanted to, I could have gone into those other folders and downloaded them all. But I didn't want to use up too much bandwidth. It was, like I said, I already downloaded 10 gigs. But it seems like your claim is that since I had access to some of the files that were not in the video, that I should have or did look at all of the files that weren't in the video, and I must have seen the one about the laser where they did have success, and thus I should have mentioned it, which is not the case.
You did have access, though. You didn't.
Oh, I had access. You have access.
Yes. But
everybody who got to that link, I have access, but I did not access.
Yes, you didn't.
I did not go in and look at it.
So when you said that they make no mention of the laser test. You meant
in the video that I was talking about. Yes.
Yeah. So they've made everything available, all the photos and video and this cache and the notes, and in all of that, in the portion that I looked at, I didn't see anything about a video test, rather than
you mean a laser test?
Mention of the video test at all.
Video test?
Sorry, laser test.
Okay, I was confused. All right.
So you meant to say in the footage, as far as I didn't look at all the footage, but of the footage that I did look at, I didn't hear anything about the laser test.
No, what I meant to say was in their video that they had published, that's the only one that had been published at the time that I was making my video, that they made no mention of a laser test. But on their cache, I see some footage of of a nighttime unsuccessful laser test. And my thought was, funny that they didn't mention it. Now, you can say, oh, they're doing it for another video. But at the time, I had no concept that they were going to be making any other videos. I can't predict the future.
Do you think, because I haven't looked, I haven't scoured their cache, is it possible that the video for the laser is in that cache?
Oh, it's completely possible.
Right. So would you
say... But I don't know if it is or not.
And neither do I. And it might turn out that it isn't. Okay.
Right.
So, but would you say if it is, it might have been a little bit misleading to say, just to mention it at all, if it turns out that there is?
That wouldn't be misleading. It would be mistaken.
Mistaken, yeah. Just a faux pas.
Oh, it's not even mistaken, because at the time, everything I said was 100% truthful.
Okay, just
I have the terrible tragedy of not being precognizant and being able to tell what they're going to do with the in the future. So and that's just the way things go.
A faux pas, a faux pas is just a wrong move, a bad move. It's not. It doesn't mean it's an intentional bad move. It doesn't mean deceit. It just means kind of a bit unfortunate, you know.
Speaking of which, yes.
Yeah.
And on that note, are you willing to admit that it was unfortunate that you claimed that I was a liar and full of shit and all sorts of things because of I supposedly had taken things from that video and lied about it?
You see, I encourage globe earthers to have courage and integrity, and flat earthers too. And I acknowledge that you've given a really good, and I'm not going to try and like squirm out of it, you've given a really good representation of what you did, and I will even go as far as to say that I believe it, in which case, my bad, my mistake, I stand corrected.
Excellent. Am I on screen?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, can they see me as opposed to a little box in the corner?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
When you speak.
Okay, excellent, everybody. So I'm just acknowledging what Antonio just said there as being a straight up admission of a minor error that he made, and that he was honest about it and was willing to get live in front of most people who would be willing to, take his word for what it is. And he had the integrity to straightforward say that he was an error on that. And I have to give him props for that. And I hope that people who are watching this on my side of the argument and on his side of the argument are able to take a note of that and the relatively good tone that we've had here. Because come on, people, you know that me and Antonio have gone back and forth, over time. And if we wanted to, we could just sit here and just talk shit if we wanted to. But that's not what we really want to do. So I hope you take some notes of what happened in this conversation, and maybe use that as an approach for going forward with both Antonio's people and my people, and do a good showing for your side. Good on you, Antonio.
I think I couldn't. I don't think I could have said it better myself, so I'm not going to quash that by going over that. I'm going to say,
let's just end on that. Let's end on that note. Isn't that nice? All righty. Cool. I'm going to suffer for this. I haven't been having enough tea, so I know my voice is going to be crap tomorrow.
Okay. All the people who watch me, they know that I'm a little bit of, in English we might say, a little bit of a twat. So I'm just going to show this just for a minute. Okay.
Go ahead. Hey, I'm going to put the footage of them talking about their hash up on screen, so I know about being a little bit of an asshole.
I looked at the laws in California. Monterey's in California, is it not?
Yeah.
And,
It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly legal. I just thought it's like, hey, if you guys have jobs, maybe you don't want people to have access to this stuff.
Yes, because of drug testing and whatnot. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Anyway, it was just some good fun.
All right. Well, Jerry, dude, thank you very much. Literally, thank you for joining me. Okay. Maybe some of the other globe earthers who don't seem prepared to have a civil discussion, maybe they will see this and think, okay.
You have to admit your part in it. You know that sometimes you don't show the most willingness to be civil as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I have been very civil with Reds and with other people. Yeah.
I honestly don't watch a lot of those, so I don't know. People recommend things to me and I look at it. I don't go around hunting for stuff. So whatever you have with them in the past, it's got nothing to do with me. But I don't think it's necessary to be antagonistic at all times, even though it's fun sometimes. But so I'm just, it's if people can see that two people like me and Antonio, who obviously have genuine disagreements with each other, can still have a civil conversation. I think you can hopefully take some suggestions from that and do it for yourselves, both Globe Earth people and the globe denying crowd.
All right, now I'm going to wrap up with this. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to get off. Do your thing. Thank you very much.
Cheers,
I'm
man.
signing off. Real quick to all you people out there, I'm going to sign off the way I always sign off. Try your best to learn something about the world today that you didn't know yesterday. If you can, help someone else do the same and have a good time doing it. Take care.
Excellent. That was Jerry, GreaterSapien. And now as he's going, he's just gone, I'm going to say, I accused him of lying, having used footage from another video. He's given a really good reason why I'm mistaken, a very good representation of why I'm mistaken. And I'm willing to say, although I could try to argue, why argue? It is possible that he did that. So I think it's even likely. It's more likely that I made a mistake, assuming he'd looked at the other video and was then ignoring the laser test, then just continue to accuse. Okay? You see, for other people out there who think that yours truly is a narcissist, narcissists don't do that. They don't acknowledge errors. They don't acknowledge mistakes. And making mistakes is part of being human. And I'm tempted to just say a couple of little parting, but I won't, because it wouldn't be fair. People, thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed that. And I will see you all soon. Bye.
All right, did you watch the whole thing? Good for you. I know I can't watch the whole thing again. Well, as you can see, Antonio did the respectable thing and admitted his error on the air. A lot of Antonio's fans are lauding him for what he did and calling that a win, and yet they are ignoring the fact that he conceded to all of my points. Now, I think it's too bad that he took the other videos down where he was so proud and arrogant in his accusations and name-calling, because I think the contrast between Antonio in those videos, the Antonio in the comments, and the Antonio in the hangout with me is very telling. Because a lot of people are amazing shit talkers when they're talking in the camera in their safe little bubble and are so certain of their own correctness. But when confronted face to face by the subject of their attacks, they straighten up and fly right. Me, I'm the same person here, now, as you saw in that hangout, as you see in all of my videos, as you read in the comment threads. I don't say things about people in videos that I'm not ready to say straight to their face. I don't say things in comments that I wouldn't say straight to their face. But hey, some of us are genuine, and some of us are not. Take care.
That's my job! That's what I do! I don't lose! I win! Is there no one on this planet to even challenge me?
Maybe you came by to congratulate me on last night's victory.